It's Switch 2 season, and you know what that means. Accessories. So as the whole world knows, the Switch 2 is out now, and a company named Fastnail messaged me asking if I wouldn't mind showing some accessories for the Switch 2. And I said, yeah, I'll take free stuff. They actually have a store on Amazon, and I went on there and looked at the products, and the cool thing about their accessories are they're backwards compatible. So you'll see a lot of these packages here are both for Switch 2 and Switch 1, as well as this case. These grips, I don't think they're for the Switch 1 Joy-Cons just because of the size issue, but for the most part, I think it's really cool that you can get something that you can use for last generation if you haven't upgraded, or this generation. Or if you're crazy like me, you have both. Actually, I think a lot of people are crazy. Not like in general, but like with the Switch, they have both. But yeah, it's cool that you can buy this one thing and you can use them all. Because, I mean, the Switch 1 accessories like Joy-Cons and controllers are forwards compatible. So why not have a product that you can use for both? So let's go ahead and unbox these and take a look at them. Up first, we have the Nintendo Switch Joypad hand grips. So I've never actually bought these for the previous generation Switch. I did have like the Wii steering wheel. That's the only thing I've had that imitates these. But I have heard that these make the experience of using one Joy-Con way better. And just by holding this, they do. So in the packaging, kind of just went at it. But we have the grips and as well as a pretty nice business card. So we have Fastnail here. And also, this video is not sponsored by Fastnail. They're seeing it the same time that you're seeing it. I just thought it would be cool to share some products with a company that looks like they make some pretty cool stuff. Has a little company story of why they started this. And, well, yeah. They are the same exact size as well. Oh, okay, so I was mistaken. These actually fit the first generation Joy-Con as well. And they provided an adapter to put those in here. That is amazing. As well as little bands here. So let's go ahead and take the Joy-Con 2s out and slip them in here. They should fit pretty snug with a little click. Yeah, so you have really tactile responses. I think this is good for things like Mario Kart, Smash. I don't know what else you would kind of use this in. The one with the thumbstick in the middle is always uncomfortable, but this is still better than nothing. Let's see the Joy-Con 1. So we have the Switch OLED here. Slide that off. And then we can put the adapter piece on here. Okay, so once the rail is on, okay, that's what I was wondering. So the sides are still kind of gappy, but this allows pressure from the top. And that's pretty cool. So in here, the shoulder buttons are actually pressing these tabs, and these tabs have a little protrusion, which are pressing the actual Joy-Con buttons. So this is actually really, really dope. A really cool design, and I would say forward thinking, because they're thinking of how you can use this for previous generations and next generations. So that's really awesome. Again, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of using these side controllers just because I'm one of those guys who have a lot of controllers already. But let's say you get a lot of people and you run out of controllers, these are pretty comfy. And also they're not complicated. Some people, when you give them two thumbsticks, their brain's like, what do I do? But if you just have one thing you move with and one thing you touch, it might be easier. Next up, we have the 8-in-1 charging dock. If you're like me, you look at this picture and say, hey, those are 4 things. What are 8? I don't know, let's find out. So it looks like each package comes with their business card, which is nice. These feel like they could definitely be cheaper, and they're not. So they're definitely putting some effort there. Comes with a USB-A to USB-C cable. And also the same kind of feel. They use pretty good plastic here. It doesn't feel cheap at all. I know it's 8 now because you can actually fit 4 of each, for example. So it's plugged in here. Seems to turn red when it's charging. Oh, there we go, it's charging now. And then we have the Switch 1, and it can only fit 2 of each because it's blocking the port for here. But this one, we just line it up and slide it down. And same with this. This is really, really cool if you have kids. You can just put this next to the TV. And if you have a big family, they can just slot it on here if they don't have a switch to put it on if it's not in the dock. Or if you just have extra Joy-Cons, you can just have this here, have them charged up. This is a really cool design. It's pretty sleek, it's straightforward, it's pretty stable. It has rubber pads on the bottom, so it's not going to damage or scratch anything, but also it's not going to move too much. Really cool and an awesome piece to have on your entertainment system. Also, looking at the directions, when you have them charging, you can choose to turn it off by hitting this button right here. That's for me for not reading the directions, but they have directions. That's cool. I didn't know that. The next one is the big boy, the hard shell carrying case, which works with both the Switch and the Switch 2. This thing is for sure big. Slide it open and oh my, yeah, this is rugged. This is nice. Let's open it up. Smells like a factory. So we have plenty of storage up here. We have game card slots here, as well as 2 micro SD cards. So that is really nice. We have a protective Velcro strap, and then we have where we can actually put the console. On the inside, we have kind of like a little rubberized thing to hold your console in place. Let's go ahead and drop the Switch in here. Holds that, no problem. Honestly, if you took the Joy-Cons off, you could put as many devices in here as you wanted. Put 2 switches if you're balling like that. And of course, you can put the Switch 2. I'm just gonna take these off to make it easier. This could probably take a Switch 2 with a grip on as well. Now, the cool part about this case is this feature. This has a little hole, and if you guys can see that, the charger lines up right with it. So if you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could just plug a charger into your Switch without ever taking it out. It's plugged in, you have it here, you're traveling soon, perfect. So it's a really cool design, really cool concept, and I do like how it offers a lot of protection. Like, I can push this as hard as I can, but these sides are very sturdy. If this video gets 10,000 likes, I will drop this off my roof with my Switch 2 inside of it. I don't think I've ever gotten 2,000 likes. Let's go ahead and take the flavor packet out of here. Ooh, you got some nice soft touch here. You know what's crazy? You can just fit a whole Switch in here. You can take 2 switches. This thing is huge, in a good way, if you roll like that. One thing I'm curious about, and just bear with me for a second. This is an ROG Ally X with a grip on it. So the grip is actually adding a lot of size. If you take that off, you can probably move it a little bit more. Let's get the thumbstick out of the way. But guess what? This also fits. Now, is it made for this? No, but it's crazy how it just fits this. You could buy this case and just use any device. Steam Deck, believe it or not, it fits. Thumbsticks kind of get in the way, so I don't know if you want to use that. But it's pretty cool. It fits a lot of stuff. This is a pretty big case. And that was it, guys. These are some pretty cool accessories you can get for the Switch 2 and the Switch 1. Again, crazy that Fastnail made it work backwards, which only to me kind of proves that they care for gamers, right? There's a lot of people who could have made stuff just for the Switch 2 or just for the Switch 1 and made another product, but they made something that works for both, so you don't have to buy as many things. So shout out to them. Again, I appreciate them sending this stuff out for review. This video was not sponsored, but these are things that I'm actually gonna use, especially this case right here. I can use this for a lot of stuff. But if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. I'm also gonna put Fastnail's Amazon store in the description, but you can just look up Fastnail on Amazon, you'll find them there. They have pretty cool products and they keep on adding more products, so stay tuned to their Amazon page. And that'll do it. If you like the video, drop a like. If you want to see more videos in the future, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.